The year was 1966, a time when the world was undergoing significant changes, yet in the suburbs of Adelaide, life retained a certain simplicity and charm. Adelaide, South Australia, basked in the warmth of a long summer. The city, with its blend of colonial architecture and modern developments, was a picture of tranquility and progress. In the peaceful suburb of Somerton Park, life moved at a leisurely pace. The streets were lined with modest homes, each with well-tended gardens and white picket fences embodying the quintessential suburban dream. The Beaumont family, Jim and Nancy Beaumont, along with their three children, Jane, Arnna and Grant, were a familiar sight in their quiet neighborhood. Life seemed idyllic, filled with the laughter of children and the warmth of family bonds. Jim Beaumont, a hard-working linen salesman, was known for his friendly demeanor. He was a man who took pride in his work, often seen in his crisp business attire, ready to provide for his family. Nancy, a dedicated homemaker, was adored by her children and respected by her neighbors. She managed the household with grace, ensuring that her family was well cared for and that their home was a place of comfort and love. Their eldest, Jane, was a responsible and bright 9-year-old. She excelled in school and was often seen helping her mother with chores or looking after her younger siblings. 7-year-old Arnna, the middle child, possessed a sweet and gentle nature. She was known for her kindness and her ability to make friends easily, a trait that endeared her to everyone she met. 4-year-old Grant, the youngest, was full of energy and mischief. His playful antics and infectious laughter brought joy to the Beaumont household, making every day an adventure. The Beaumonts lived a simple life, filled with the familiar rhythms of suburban Australia. Their days were marked by routine, yet each moment was cherished, creating a tapestry of memories that defined their family. Summer days often meant trips to the nearby Glenelg Beach, a popular destination just a short bus ride from their home. The beach was a haven of relaxation and fun, a place where the Beaumonts could escape the heat and enjoy the beauty of the coastline. The beach, with its sparkling waters and fine sand, held the promise of carefree fun for the Beaumont children. They would spend hours building sandcastles, splashing in the waves and collecting seashells, their laughter echoing across the shore. It was a place where they could splash in the waves, build sandcastles, and simply enjoy being kids. The simple joys of childhood were abundant, and the beach was a backdrop for many happy memories. Little did they know that this familiar haven of joy would soon become the backdrop of an unimaginable tragedy. The serenity of Glenelg Beach would be shattered, leaving a lasting impact on the community. The carefree innocence of their childhood, forever etched in time, would soon be replaced by a mystery that would grip the nation. The events that unfolded would leave an indelible mark on the hearts of those who knew the Beaumonts. The Beaumonts, like many other families in their neighborhood, embraced the simple pleasures of life. Family time was precious, and they made the most of every moment together. Weekends were spent together, enjoying picnics in the park or visiting relatives. These outings were a chance to bond, to share stories, and to create lasting memories. The children attended the local school where they were known for their good behavior and academic achievements. Education was valued in the Beaumont household, and the children thrived in their studies. Jane, with her intelligence and maturity, often looked after her younger siblings. She was a natural leader, guiding them with a gentle hand and a loving heart. Arnna's sweet nature made her a favorite among her classmates. She was always willing to lend a helping hand, and her kindness left a lasting impression on those around her. Grant, the youngest, brought laughter and joy wherever he went. His exuberance was infectious, and he had a knack for brightening even the dullest of days. They were a close-knit family, their lives intertwined with the fabric of their community. The Beaumonts were not just a family, they were a symbol of the values and spirit of their time, a testament to the enduring strength of familial bonds. January 26, 1966, dawned like any other summer day in Adelaide. The city was slowly waking up, bathed in the soft hues of the early morning light. The sun climbed high in the sky, casting a golden glow over the city. The streets began to buzz with the usual morning activities as people prepared for the day ahead. The air was thick with the scent of eucalyptus and the sound of cicadas. It was a quintessential Australian summer day, the kind that made you want to be outdoors. It was Australia Day, a public holiday. The streets were adorned with Australian flags, and a sense of celebration was in the air. The Beaumont children were eager to go to the beach. They'd been looking forward to this day for weeks, their excitement palpable. Glenelg, with its bustling atmosphere and promise of seaside adventures, beckoned. The beach was a favourite spot for families, especially on a public holiday. Around 10 o'clock in the morning, after a breakfast of toast and tea, Nancy Beaumont gave her children some money for lunch and bus fare. She trusted them to be responsible, as they had made this trip many times before. She reminded them to be home by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was a simple rule, one that ensured they had enough time to enjoy the beach but still return safely. It was a familiar routine, one they had followed many times before. The children knew the drill and were confident in their ability to manage the day on their own. The children, giddy with excitement, promised to be back on time. They couldn't wait to dive into the day's adventures. With a wave and a smile, they set off for the short walk to the bus stop, their towels slung over their shoulders and their beach bags in hand. The journey to the beach was part of the fun, a prelude to the day's excitement. The bus ride to Glenelg was filled with anticipation. The children chatted and laughed, their excitement growing with each passing minute. The children chatted excitedly about their plans for the day. They talked about building sandcastles, swimming in the ocean, and maybe even buying ice cream with the money their mother had given them. Jane, ever responsible, made sure her younger siblings stayed close. She felt a sense of duty to look after Arnna and Grant, ensuring they stayed safe. Arnna skipped alongside her, her laughter mingling with the sounds of the bus. Her joy was infectious, spreading to everyone around her. Grant, full of boundless energy, peered out the window, eager for his first glimpse of the ocean. His eyes sparkled with excitement as he imagined the fun they would have. Upon arriving at the beach, the children quickly joined the throngs of holidaymakers. The beach was a hive of activity, with people of all ages enjoying the sun and surf. The air was thick with the scent of sunscreen and the sounds of children's laughter. It was a perfect day for the beach, with clear skies and a gentle breeze. The beach was alive with activity. People were swimming, playing beach volleyball and lounging on the sand, soaking up the sun. Families picnicked on the sand, children splashed in the waves, and teenagers strutted along the shore. It was a scene of pure joy and relaxation. The Beaumont children, caught up in the excitement, raced towards the water, their laughter echoing across the beach. They were ready to make the most of their day, filled with the promise of endless fun and adventure. The clock ticked past 2 o'clock in the afternoon, its rhythmic ticking echoing through the quiet house. Nancy Beaumont, busy with household chores, glanced at the time. She had been folding laundry and tidying up the living room, her mind preoccupied with the usual tasks of a 1960s housewife. She wasn't immediately concerned. Children, especially those as responsible as hers, were often delayed. They were known to be trustworthy and always came home on time, but today felt different. Perhaps they had met friends or lost track of time. It was a beautiful day, perfect for playing outside, and the local park was always bustling with activity. Yet, as the minutes turned into an hour, a knot of worry began to tighten in her stomach. She tried to stay calm, but the unease was growing stronger with each passing minute. She tried to rationalize their absence. Maybe they had gone for an ice cream or lingered at the shops. The children loved visiting the local ice cream parlor, and it wasn't unusual for them to spend extra time there. But deep down, a mother's intuition whispered that something was wrong. The feeling was hard to shake off, and it gnawed at her relentlessly. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, with still no sign of the children, panic began to set in. Nancy's pacing became more frantic, her mind racing with worst-case scenarios. Nancy contacted her husband Jim at work. She explained the situation, her voice trembling with fear. His calm demeanor, usually a source of comfort, did little to quell her growing fear. Jim tried to reassure her, but he too felt the rising tide of dread. Together they rushed to the bus stop, their hearts pounding with each passing moment. The bus stop was a familiar place, but today it felt ominous. The bus arrived, but the children were not on it. The sight of the empty bus seats sent a chill down their spines. Desperation clawed at Nancy's throat. Where could they be? She called out their names, her voice echoing in the still air. Frantically they searched the familiar streets, their calls of Jane, Arnna, Grant, echoing through the quiet suburban neighborhood. Each corner turned brought a new wave of hope and despair. Neighbors, alerted to their distress, joined the search. The community came together, their concern palpable as they scoured the area. The once familiar streets now seemed menacing, every shadow a potential hiding place. The friendly neighborhood had transformed into a labyrinth of fear and uncertainty. As dusk settled over Adelaide, casting long shadows across the pavement, a chilling realization settled over the Beaumonts. The day was ending, and their children were still missing. Their children were not simply late, they were gone. The weight of this realization was almost unbearable, and the night ahead seemed endless and filled with dread. As darkness fell and the search for the Beaumont children intensified, witnesses came forward with fragmented pieces of a puzzle that seemed impossible to solve. One woman reported seeing the children at the beach earlier that afternoon, playing near the Glenelg tram station. Another witness recalled seeing them in the company of a tall, blond man. This man, described as being in his late 20s or early 30s, was seen interacting with the children, his demeanor seemingly friendly and playful. A shopkeeper at a nearby bakery claimed to have served the children lunch, remembering Jane's polite request for a pie and pasties. The shopkeeper also recalled seeing the children with a man matching the description given by other witnesses. He was tall and lean, with sun-bleached hair and a distinctive tattoo on his arm. The man, according to the shopkeeper, seemed at ease with the children, as if they knew him well. These sightings, though offering glimpses into the children's last known whereabouts, only deepened the mystery. Who was this man? Why were the children, known for their obedience, seen with a stranger? Was he a friend of the family, someone they trusted implicitly, or was he someone more sinister, preying on their innocence? The questions swirled, each one a sharp barb of fear piercing the hearts of the distraught parents and a community clinging desperately to hope. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing mysteries.